Sage Steele joins us now. Sage, good to see you again. Doesn't that video tell you a lot about our society today?
Yes, it's terrible. I'm sitting here. Hi, Rob. Good to see you. I'm sitting here thinking they're paid actors, right? They paid them to say that. No one is quite that pathetic. However, I think we know, to your point, society has certainly changed. Back in 2012, when Barack Obama said, no, this is too difficult. We don't like competition. It hurts people's feelings. I guess I didn't even realize it because I didn't realize they had taken it out. And then when President Trump said he's going to put it back in, and I looked up the reasons why Obama said it was time to take it out. The wussification of society, right? Competition is a good thing. And it isn't just about the fitness part. It is just overall being active. They're bringing nutrition back into schools as well. Yes, it's very symbolic of where we are today, but that is why he signed that executive order in July. This thing started, by the way, way back with President Eisenhower in the 1950s. Of course, it was Obama in 2012 who took it out, and now President Trump is bringing it back in. And hey, it's not even for us. We're old, right? It's for our kids who will be our age sometime. And to set the example now, we've got to do it, and I'm thrilled that they are.
Yeah, and it's very indicative of the left, which kind of, as you said, hates competition, kind of hates greatness in a way, hates that there's disparities in society, kind of just wants all of society to just kind of be this average blob that's more cohesive. You know, it's like they don't like the fact that we have fantastic athletes and then we have, you know, slow, fat kids at the bottom. They don't want anything to highlight that. So you can see why the Washington Post despises this so much. I want to take a listen to a clip from John F. Kennedy. This is after he implemented his presidential fitness test in 1961. Take a listen to this and listen to how different things sounded back then.
There is nothing, I think, more unfortunate than to have soft, chubby, fat-looking children who go to watch their school play basketball every Saturday and regard that as their week's exercise. I hope that all of you will join, and everybody in the United States, to make sure that our children participate fully in a vigorous and adventurous life.
That's something, I mean, that's wild to hear. I mean, that's John F. I mean, I'd love it because, you know, it's like that. You need a little bit of sting in society to kind of say, hey, let's shape up here. And you used to be able to say stuff like that.
Yeah, you did. But if anybody can begin to say stuff at that level about kids, you know who it is. 45 and 47, the guy on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue as we speak. I think, again, the softness that has been taught is what is my concern. Like, we can crush it and make fun of them, but deep down it is crucial for us to address this, the mental health part of it. Certainly it affects academics as well. It isn't just about being physically fit. It does promote strength overall, and then growing into adulthood. Isn't that what we need as a country? These young men and women are going to be in the military potentially. Overall, our economy, the lessons that are taught through physical fitness are endless. And if you look at just the numbers, the obesity rates, overall health of our children, it is scary what we've become as a country. So again, competition is a good thing. And you know what else is good? Failure. When you fall on your face and maybe you don't meet that benchmark for the mile run. I know I didn't at first, but I didn't want to be embarrassed the next time. So I worked on it and I got better. And we need to continue to push kids to do just that. Get back up, try harder, because that will stay with them no matter what they choose to do later in life.
It dives right into the participation trophies and everything else. I mean, we've raised kids so coddled and so protected from any possible feeling, any negative feeling, any failure. It's like, how are they ever going to exist in the real world if they don't go through that as kids? When they become adults, they're going to have a mental breakdown when they can't accomplish something that they need to accomplish. I mean, how is that possibly good? It is interesting, and then as far as the kids, I mean, you see this. I mean, they point out how overweight and how unhealthy our children are, how many, you know, pre-diabetic, all of these issues, and the left is furious at that, and furious at Kennedy and our health agencies for pointing this out, which I think is so twisted.
You know, it's interesting, too. First of all, as a mother, my 3 kids are in college and now out of college. They started to do away with gym class. And it was, again, because of feelings quite often with this type of topic with, you know, measurements and making sure you're in enough shape to perform whatever activity, but also because the locker rooms, and that can be uncomfortable if you know, okay, I get it. My requirement for my kids, Rob, was for each of them, you have to play a sport, at least one, all year long, even in the summer. So I do think at home, it does start there. And as parents, we have to require that of our kids. It doesn't mean you need to go out and get a full ride scholarship to a D1 school, but you absolutely must be active. Secondly, I don't think we appreciate enough the mental health aspects of being active, of being physically fit. And then with the unfortunate topic that we've been talking about all day today and yesterday after what happened in Minneapolis, mental health is part of that issue. It's the number one part of that issue with these school shootings as well, isn't it? And these kids, quite often, when you look at the history of these school shootings, the type of kids that are doing this, sadly, aren't in sports, aren't active in other things. So this all ties together, and it is so much bigger than just getting someone out to run the mile.
I said, I said yesterday, you know exactly who these trans kids are because we've always had them in school. I had them in my school. It was the loners, the kids that didn't they didn't meld with everyone else, and the kids I always really felt bad for because you could just tell that they couldn't fit in, and you kind of wondered what was going on in their life that made them that way, and it was always a sad story. Now today, I think those kids are trans, and I think that they've been captured by an agenda that is really dangerous, that finds vulnerable people that are looking for a place to fit, and they say, oh, I'm trans. They go to this. And then their lives get demonstrably worse, and it's all cheered on by the left and by politicians that are telling them that, yeah, get a hysterectomy when you're 13 years old.
And by the teachers, by the administrators, by the parents who are afraid to say, you know what, Johnny? You need to speed up a little bit. You need to run a little bit harder. I mean, everybody is afraid to hurt feelings or to address the issue at hand. That kid who shot up that school yesterday, don't tell me that there were no signs at all, that nothing was noticeable, whether it's from the mother, from siblings, from administrators at the school. He was 23 years old. So everybody is tiptoeing around all of these issues that are pretty basic. And now look what's happening. Certainly at that level, the absolute worst, but also just the overall health of our kids. And it does continue. If these kids aren't shown the way to do it by us, then their kids are also going to be unhealthy. And then we continue to have these health issues. Like, it's a terrible domino effect, and I'm so thrilled that the president is bringing it back, 12, 13 years after Obama got rid of it. It's coming back. It's the right thing for our kids and for our country.
If you want to have a great country, it certainly is. And Sage Steele has 3 kids in college, and you look like you just got out of college 10 years ago. That's pretty impressive. Good to see you, Sage.
Makeup, Rob. Thank you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.